How many different ways can you take a head off? They invented new ones for me.
It's like, it feels like almost a chore.
I think they want to put that on the DVD. Okay, I won't save your career before it's even started.
Me, a god.
Oh. Hello and welcome back to the channel where we give you reviews, news and previews in real time. Predator, killer of killers.
Yes.
So this was touted as a sort of secret project that Dan Trachtenberg was working on.
Well, they didn't keep it very secret.
No, they released it. It's an animated anthology. Now, I've been pitching to you for years because I think it lends itself to that so well.
You've been pitching it to me so often, so loudly in public that I'm
Somebody
surprised.
has.
Yeah, you're not able to sue. Because at least 3 of the 8 billion people on this planet have definitely heard you say this.
The series, no, the film.
Yeah.
The anthology piece. Is
Yes.
it a film? It's made for the streaming generation.
Yes.
And for the streaming era. Incredible.
This is, for the audience that wants it, this is, I think, the best thing it could have been.
Well, it's the highest rated on Rotten Tomatoes. Why is this the highest rated? Because it's the fans that are watching it. Because when it comes to animation, there's 2 kinds of people. People who can abide by it and people who can't abide by it.
Yeah.
One of the things, though, this is animated. Yeah. Why? That's what you ask immediately.
Yes.
Is it budget? Is it logistics? Is it this? Is it that? Some of the things that they do in this, I don't think genuinely could have been done in live action. You know, they couldn't have actually killed those people.
I suppose people who have not seen this yet, there are 4 main settings, essentially.
Yeah.
Different time periods, different areas, and they are all, if they were to be on film, they are massive budget, like, build a set. So there's no way that they would have done this live action. I think it probably did start because of the budget. The action animation was great. There's in the very first sequence, there's like essentially a one shot. I appreciate it's animated, so it's nothing's one shot. They're all millions of shots. It follows someone through a village. And it's fantastic. It's the sort of thing that you just wouldn't be able to do in live action unless you spent 5 months doing it.
Like that, yeah. You're
It's
right.
like you have to
would
do
take 5 months for 2 minutes of footage.
Yeah, and the fact that it's R means that the action is violent.
And it's as inventive as it can be.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're allowed to take heads off. How many different ways can you take a head off? They invented new ones for me. You know, and some of the framing was done really well. Of like, you thought, oh, I should put that. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh wow. And I will say the connections to the larger world, I was cheering.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely. I was like, whoa, yeah, it got me pumped. There are ripples throughout the entire franchise. There's the most important gun in the Predator universe in this show.
Yeah. It's crazy how much influence Predator 2 has.
Yeah.
For something that does feel like a direct-to-DVD sequel.
Yeah.
I don't think it was. Maybe it was.
No, I don't think so, but I don't think it did well.
No.
You know, it's for the Predator fans, that film is still great and they love it. And it gives that sort of sense of a larger world. And so this being able to build on that and this burgeoning universe that Dan Trachtenberg is at the helm.
This is a film, a project, because that is going to be my sticking point of, as you said, calling it a film. Very similar to obviously the Tales of the Jedi visions.
It gives that impression entirely.
As a casual viewer, I would have found it easier to have had one singular story sort of arc all the way through, to have like a 3-act structure following the characters all the way through, rather than it being sort of try and get invested for 30 minutes and then start again. In individual episodes, it would have been easier to digest.
Yeah.
However, that doesn't mean that it was... I'm not criticising it. These are simply observations.
No, and I fully stand with that.
Prey is maybe a good example of what I was saying about the way that it's sequenced, is that Prey was a whole story because they just focused on the one environment and just the one character.
Yeah.
And I was obviously a lot more attached to Prey than I was these 3 individual characters because I had more time with them. Prey could have so easily been lifted and put in this story, and any of these stories could have been lifted and put in Prey.
Yeah.
And I would have felt the reverse. So it's definitely just the way of telling the story that's going to appeal to certain people and will appeal less to other people. Because I don't think anyone would watch it and be like, this is terrible, I can't understand it, I don't care about any of these people. But I don't think that certain people will come away and think about it forever. They'll have enjoyed their time and then that will have been it.
For me, I love those kinds of stories where they just tell you a little bit of a theme or a time or a feeling.
Yeah.
So I loved it.
Do you think there are legs in the Predator universe?
There's loads of legs. They're chopping them off all over the place. They're
it's quite slim actually. But
it's more arms and heads. Let's get some innovation in the Predator world. Let's chop off some legs.
So I'll rephrase that question. Do you think that it has the scope for multiple projects for a decade?
I have a feeling that they're building towards a kind of event film.
Yeah, which I would imagine is Alien versus Predator. Because I did see that there was an Easter egg in this about Alien. That's one of the people was wearing a cloak of Alien.
Well, the king, the Predator king, is wearing xenomorph spines.
So they're definitely not like shying away from the connection.
So I think that they're building towards an event film.
Yeah.
And then I think after that they could take a breath and make Prey again.
Just literally re-release it.
Yeah.
Take it down, put it back up.
Yeah.
News.
Have you got any news for me today?
I've got one bit of news, which is not even that recent, but it's about Star Wars.
Mia Goth
Yes.
has joined the cast of Star Wars Starfighter. What a
Yes.
brilliant name.
I know, I was going to say.
Terrible name, doesn't it?
I think that Mia Goth. Maybe a Sith, that's quite gothic.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how she went to the audition. They went, what's your name? She went, me? A goth? she's already method.
Or maybe they thought she was Italian.
Me, a goth.
Having the delivery of my own joke come from somebody else made it even funnier to me. And there's no joke that I love more than my own, but hearing my joke sort of...
The opportunity for you to laugh at it.
It was so beautiful. Oh, I loved it. I think it's great. Mia Goth's great.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's all come together. There's a director who has recently directed a blockbuster which was good, in Sean Levy.
In Sean Levy, yeah.
There's Ryan Gosling, who just can't miss, apart from the times when he does.
Yeah.
And then Mia Goth. I mean, you're always a bit nervous, at least I'm always a bit nervous when any woman is cast in Star Wars. She at least has enough of a profile for people to...
I think you need to point out quickly that that's not because you don't like women in Star Wars, it's because women in Star Wars are treated.
Don't put words in my mouth.
Okay, I won't save your career before it's even started.
This will make my career.
Yeah.
There are more Star Wars fans who want me to be sexist than who want me...
this in. In other Star Wars news...
Goodness.
Kathy Kennedy is going to be leaving. She is going to be replaced, reportedly, not confirmed, but allegedly, by a duo, Carrie Beck and Dave Filoni. There are some people, insiders included, that are slightly worried about this news. One insider put it quite abruptly, he's the Ahsoka guy, not the Andor guy.
Yeah. I mean... His Star Wars content, Mandalorian excluded, I feel as though is not going to attract new Star Wars fans. Those sorts of shows feel like Star Wars fans were always going to watch them.
Yeah.
Like they were never going to pass on them.
Yeah.
But no new fan is desperate to go watch them, which is not the case with Andor. And it's not been the case with the major films.
It's a nice soundbite. He's the Ahsoka guy, not the Andor guy. But I wouldn't want to see Tony Gilroy as the head of Star Wars. No. I don't want every Star Wars story from now to eternity to be about how bleak the world is.
No.
I love that we have one. I love that we have one. For me, the best pick is Jon Favreau. He had the approach with The Mandalorian of... We don't want to be inspired by Star Wars. We want to be inspired by the things that inspired George.
Yeah.
And that's what you do. That is true artistic inspiration. Jon Favreau would be the best bet, or someone entirely unrelated.
Well, because that's the argument, is that like Kathleen Kennedy is not she doesn't direct, she doesn't write.
No, she's
like,
a fantastic producer.
Exactly, she's a fantastic producer. Like you want the studio head to be able to like nix bad creative ideas.
Yes.
You don't want it to be a creative person almost. Because the point is you give the creative freedom to the directors, to the writers.
Yeah.
But you go, commercially, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
There's no point spending $100 million on this ridiculous idea. Like, we're not going to do the Wills or whatever, and the world between worlds and whatever. That's just not going to sell. Whereas if Dave Filoni's there, he's going to go, of course it's going to sell.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I like it. You sort of need someone to temper the ridiculousness of creatives.
Well, so Kevin Feige is not a writer or a director. No. He's a producer. Like he came onto X-Men and Spider-Man in the production team, like on that side of things.
Because imagine if Marvel was run by Joss Whedon because the Avengers did well.
Also, if you had a creative at the head, they'd, Lovies become Lovies. They would have let Taika make 3 more movies. Gosh, I should have planned that sentence in my head. That was quite hard for me to say.
Maybe that's the only reason that he hasn't made them, because no one can say the words. I'd like to make 3 And before he knows it, he's making some Disney Plus stuff. I didn't want to make next goal wins. What's going on?
He's accidentally making reservation
How
dogs.
am I married to Rita Ora?
So we have our first look at the next James Bond. He's not coming in film or TV form. It's a video game.
He's blonde.
007 First Light. It's they're going to a sort of much younger Bond than we've seen because they always cast actors who are too old. The trailer, it looks great. So I think if the game does well and is good, which it looks good, I think that this could be our most consistent Bond for some time.
Yeah,
because they have no idea what to do.
They don't seem close. I did see Aaron Taylor Johnson signed a deal with a watch company.
What watch is it?
I think it was Omega.
Well, that is the right.
That's the James Bond.
That's the James Bond watch.
Now, is this another instance of him and his agent being desperate to make him James? Like he's preemptively getting all the sponsorships, or is it?
Pierce Brosnan wasn't allowed to wear a tuxedo in any other film when he was James Bond
Because it looked bad.
Yeah, he just looked.
He can't pull it off. He's just famously one of the ugliest men alive.
Yeah, I mean that's interesting that he signed that deal. So,
but they just.
I mean, how old is he?
Like 36, 7, 8, I don't know.
He's too old. I think
he's too old for James Bond and too young for his wife.
I think that they need to find someone coming up. Josh O'Connor.
I think he's been found.
How old is he actually?
Also too young for Aaron Taylor Johnson's wife.
Harris Dickinson, maybe. They need to find one of these that is bankable, can do it, and is young enough. Ben Stiller is potentially going to direct a Twilight Zone movie off the back of the success of Severance.
What's he directed other than Severance?
The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Really? He's directed Tropic Thunder.
Yeah. That's aged fantastically. It's interesting, right? That film just wouldn't get made, and it is a comedy classic, but it just wouldn't get made.
And certainly Robert Downey Jr. does not get nominated for an Oscar.
For that film?
He did, yeah.
For that film?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
What?
He lost to Heath Ledger.
in the Heath Ledger posthumous Oscar win,
oh yeah,
he was up against Robert Downey Jr. in blackface.
Yeah.
That is not talked about enough. That is not talked about enough.
Yeah. Previews.
I'm very excited for a film that I have seen none in the series. 28 years later.
You've got 27 to catch up on.
So starring Aaron Taylor Johnson, Ralph Fiennes, Jodie Comer as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty good cast.
This is probably the best big blockbuster. I'm expecting this to be the best big. I'm expecting this to be the best big blockbuster.
That was great, and you said it on the first take as well. That was amazing. What a sentence.
I'm expecting. Let me finish.
Because it almost feels like an indie film, and also it's filmed on an iPhone.
Yeah, it's a bit of a... I saw it was filmed on an iPhone, and I clicked... I was like, oh my god, how have they done this? And I clicked on it, and it's like an iPhone attached to, like, genuinely £1 million of camera technology.
We can throw out the picture.
There's the one with the 15
with the
iPhones.
wig.
Yeah. The one...
What?
There's, like, the Matrix sort of style of filming. Yeah, that one's a bit crazy. But, like, I think the regular film, it's not like someone's with an iPhone there.
Yeah.
It's like it's a genuine... They've got, like, a ridiculous lens on it.
F1 with Brad Pitt. Joseph Kosinski's... I think that's right.
Yeah,
new film. So the director of Top Gun Maverick. It's a film that I'm going to see with my dad.
Yeah, there's a lot of cynicism going into this. Just sort of not about the quality of it. Just you go like, it's Brad Pitt. It's a Carr movie.
Yeah,
it feels like almost a chore. Like no one wants to get excited about it.
I think they want to put that on the DVD. It's a bit of a chore.
It's a bit of a chore
to see this movie. I think that's going.
I think it is going to be good,
poster.
and I think everyone who sees it is going to try and get other people to see it. But I think if you don't go see this quickly, you're gonna drag your heels and be like, oh, I don't want to see the F1 movie. Well, I'm not going to go do that.
I see this movie losing a lot of money.
It's expensive. They filmed on location because obviously I do watch Formula One. On the weekends where they were doing it last year or maybe the year before, Brad Pitt would be there and he'd drive around before the actual race started.
It would look amazing.
It's like Top Gun Maverick, they filmed in the cockpit when they're filming in the cockpit here. It's probably subsidised quite heavily by Formula One, this film, so I don't know if it will lose too much money. It will lose it versus the budget.
Yes.
But Formula One, I think, has paid a fair amount just for the advertising, just for the name recognition of saying...
Yeah.
Because this is the official...
F1.
It's like the FIFA.
It's their logo. It's like FIFA.
Yeah.
They should put that on telly.
It's like
They should make that game. They should put it on telly. I reckon that would be popular. I reckon it could even start.
Yes.
I reckon, and I'm not just talking like one stadium. I'm talking a stadium in every major city and every minor town as well.
We're done.
We're done. We are done. Yes. Well, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe to this video. Also check out our other channel, The Movie Marathon Men. That's where we do kind of more long form content, where we watch like all the films in a saga, for instance. But as I say, like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a single thing that we do. Well, thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye.